Look at that. Looks like a beautiful day outside. Life is meant to be lived outside, socially, with others. Yes. Good morning, good morning, good morning on this Saturday morning from Sosua, located on the north coast in the country, in the island of República Dominicana. Oh, yes, yes. So, if you like positive vibes, if you're a free-thinking individual, open-minded individual, you might have clicked on the right YouTube channel today. Stay tuned. ¿Qué es lo que? ¿Qué la guía? ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué balón tibarón? Asa rey. Órale. So, depending on you where you are in the world, you may step to somebody and say, ¿Cómo estás? And they may not reply with the canned response you're expecting always. Muy bien, y usted, you know, or they may approach you first and greet you with one of those aforementioned greetings. Que balón tibarón, asaré, que lo que la que hay. Just saying, I study a lot of different, a lot of subtle differences between the different Spanish-speaking cultures. And rico.toro, by the way. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up, y'all. If you're new here, go ahead, hit that sub. So, yeah, I start like that today because somebody asked me in Spanish in the comments recently, you know, am I Dominican? Am I Puerto Rican? Am I Cuban? Am I Mexican? Rico, make up your damn mind. And my response to that, soy que crea que soy. So, sí. Soy que creas que soy, which is, I am what you believe I am. So, yeah, the guy basically is telling me I use a lot of words from all different, like, Spanish-speaking countries. Not a lot of words. I'm not that fluent. But I'm not fluent at all. Fairly proficient, I say. But that's because, you know, on the West Coast, I got 4 half Mexican cousins. And then in the 90s, in the DC area, I lived around a lot of El Salvadoreños, Guatemalans, some Hondurans, some Peruvians. And I picked up some of the words and way they say things. And then in New Jersey and traveling and almost living in Puerto Rico and visiting here, Dominican Republic. I can barely say it in English. I'm so used to saying República Dominicana. You know, there's differences between all the different Spanish-speaking cultures. So I pick up bits and pieces along the way, and on top of a little bit of textbook studying, I put it all together some days. So that's kind of, you know, deal with that. So today's topic, or today's question, really, for you guys, is can the single traveler, i.e. monger, typically, can we coexist with the mainstream tourists, the families, the couples, the squares, if you want to call them such? Can we coexist in Sosua or in Cartegena or some other paradise travel locations. So I can recall back around 2015, 2016, in Sosua, when they were going through one of their crackdown cleanup periods that didn't last too long, where that's when they first closed down like Passions, CMP, which is Caribbean Men's Paradise, which was a similar place to Passions. So look up Passions Sosua and you'll find some old footage of what it used to be. So back then, I remember as they were shut, that was sort of the start of a lot of things changing, to try to look more family friendly. And, I also noticed time or two I was out and I use this term loosely, gentlemen, they were like at breakfast and also one time in front of the old Flow having a drink, some other guys, where, different occasions, guys were kind of talking kind of vulgarly, kind of loud about who and how they did it the last night. And, you look around the room, you see some of the squares or families or just regular everyday people on vacation with their spouses, girlfriend, boyfriend, or their family. The looks on their faces like, what is wrong? Am I around a bunch of animals? The way they're talking, and in one case, this Hispanic woman who happens to be from the States, but Hispanic, I think she was confused for possibly just being a chica or something. And, a guy was he was way over the top, way too loud, vulgar, etc., talking about something. And she was there with a younger sister or something, and I guess she felt offended to the point where she got up and put the dude in check, and he started to where basically, he started mumbling, stuttering, and, the loud guy starts mumbling and talking under his breath. Obviously, he's been checked. And I kind of, when it was over, I just calmly said to the guy, like, bro, you got to be mindful that, while many of us might dabble and practice the same things, you got to be mindful sometimes that not everybody, is just like you. Not every guy that comes here is the same. Not every woman is available for the taking, or not every woman that looks Hispanic is a Dominican chica. And you got to be respectful of our surroundings and mindful. And he didn't have a lot to say after that. I think his boy, he calmed down a little bit and whatever. So that was just like back in like 2015, 2016 even. So, again, can the single traveler coexist with the mainstream, the family travels? Some guys get real uncomfortable because they feel like, their territory is being encroached upon, by any sort of, I guess, where they have to, where they feel like they're being filtered or not able to be themselves or whatever, or they left America or Canada or wherever to come on vacation to be themselves or whatever. And I think most of us, you can still live and be and do as you would normally do, but I just think that, like I say, if who you are is, an obnoxious asshole, no, you can't always, just like, maybe there needs to be some filters and some order, and just acting like, respectable human beings sometimes, respecting those around you. Because even other guys doing the same thing, beyond a certain point, we've traveled enough, reached a certain level of maturity. We don't necessarily want to hear like how and who you did last night. And my disclaimer is that when I first started coming here, I was kind of that dude, that guy that was a little too loud and too publicly vulgar with my shenanigans and things. And, and I could blame it on alcohol. I could blame it on just being in the moment, losing my mind or whatever. But at the end of the day, I know that that's not good behavior. That's not, some things, what happens behind closed doors should stay behind closed doors. Just because it's something you never experienced before in your home country doesn't mean that you should express it, just anywhere, any place, anytime, just because you're on vacation. So fast forward to current times. A friend of mine is in Cartegena now. He was telling me that in hotel he was staying in, there was I use this term loosely, a couple that was having sex on the balcony, guy on vacation, and the neighbors were a Colombian couple, maybe on vacation in Cartagena from Bogota or Medellin, and they filmed the couple having sex on the balcony and sent it to the police. The police came and they arrested the tourist and the chica. And like, if that is the sort of first thing that annoyed me or offended me, if I was that couple, I wouldn't have done that. I honestly would not have done that. Now, however, if they had been there a few days and it was constant disturbances, if next door that guy was a constant nuisance, basically, and they just had enough and decided to do something about it, I can't blame them, because you shouldn't be a nuisance or a disturbing your neighbors in any setting for multiple days in a row. It's like it's kind of like my neighbors here. If somebody has a problem on Saturday or whatever, that gets loud and rowdy, whatever, cool, no problem. Sunday, I might be the guy with the loud music. Cool, no problem. But if it's coming from the same place repeatedly, day after day for a couple of days, most people will get tired of that shit. And they're gonna do what they need to do to fix it. And so, it's just like I say, being mindful, being mindful of our surroundings, and that not everybody is the same. When the first long-term place I had here was at Condo Dominicano. They changed the name since, but we had some single guys there and also had some snowbird couples. And there was this old Canadian couple that 100% of the time they were super cool to me. We just sit by the pool, chop it up a little bit, sip coffee together in the morning, me, the husband, and the wife. And they were like 60, 70-ish. And I noticed from that point on, if I brought a questionable looking chica or something through the gate and they were there, or ran into them out in the street, they looked at me very genuine, like, hey, Rico, how's it going? How's your day? I never detected any sort of like judgment or judgmental attitude or whatever. And I think it's because I took the time to get to know them, chop it up with them a little bit, around the pool and things. And the reality is, I'd like to believe that more people are like that than the opposite, meaning more people you get to know them more, the couples on vacation or whatever, families. They're a little more relaxed and less judgmental. If you're reasonable and, treat them just like they belong, just like you want to be treated like you belong. And it's when guys have the attitude we taking over that rub some people the wrong way and may create a little more tension between like the single traveler and the couple, the mainstream people. I mean, there are some people that are just judgmental no matter what, and for those, for those, they need to learn to mind their business. So I'm not taking sides, for the mainstream, the families or whatever, because some of them do need to just mind their own damn business, if their toes or if they're being respected, and we're not stepping on their toes either. So again, hit that thumbs up if you hadn't already. Hit that subscribe, new people. You're getting knowledge, you're getting information, you're getting insight, you're getting perspective, rico.toro style. So, can we as single travelers coexist with the mainstream tourists? You tell me.